Good morning, guys. Welcome to today's vlog. Doing something a little different today. Well, not totally different, but we're doing a full day of eating. I haven't done one in quite a bit, but we're starting out in the car because Jason and I are driving north for a little business. I don't know if we should talk about that, but
Tell him.
should we make him wait?
Make him wait.
We'll make you wait till later on in the video. But as we are traveling north, we've got a couple hours ahead of us on the way there. I have it with me. The man's gonna hand it to me. My first meal-ish of the day. I do kind of call it a meal. I start my day with this essentially
Protein,
every
carbs,
day.
fat. It's a meal.
Protein, carbs, fat. A little light on the carbs and fat, but it still actually is a couple hundred calories. Depends how you make it. So for me to make this, I always use 2% organic grass-fed milk. That is the key. I actually don't really love this with almond milk. It's just too
Thin, watery.
thin, flat tasting, whereas the 2% milk really adds that creaminess. So if you're not lactose intolerant and scared of dairy, highly recommend using that. I mix it with the Ghost Oreo whey protein. Sadly, I'm still not sponsored by them. I've reached out a couple times.
They won't even hit you back up.
They're not having it, apparently.
They won't even give you the respect to say, hey, Kara, we can't take you on.
We appreciate that you love our products, but we're not looking for more athletes at this time. No response, which that sucks, but if I ever do get a code, I'll give you guys one. In the meantime, I usually hit up like Max Tuning or Christian or someone to get a little discount if I'm buying online. Anywho, the Ghost Oreo protein mixed with, I use 12 ounces of Starbucks cold brew. That's been my diehard even in the wintertime. And then I use a tablespoon of sugar-free creamer. We've mostly been using it's like a chocolate caramel one. So that combo is my jam. It's it for me. Sometimes I start the day out with just this. Sometimes I pair it with a little something else. But since I'm driving, I'm just going to kind of slowly sip on this so we're not stopping 70, 100 times because we actually don't have time for that.
And I have the same, but with almond milk.
Yeah.
And I use the vegan cereal.
Plant-based protein, right?
Yeah, the vegan chocolate cereal milk in mine.
And it's really good. Jason also makes a cream of rice bowl with that vegan chocolate cereal milk.
That and the pancake batter, but the chocolate
really
cereal
good.
milk is my new jam.
Yeah, so actually if you guys need a vegan protein or a plant-based protein, whatever,
I've been enjoying them.
the Ghost is really good, as is Ambrosia. That's the other favorite of mine for plant-based protein. Cheers, we are on our way. And I am PMSing quite a bit, so as much as I feel level-headed right now and I'm gonna have a fantastic day of eating, some of you ladies may relate to how the PMS goes. We don't know. Sometimes it controls us. So we're gonna see what this day brings. We've arrived to the North Country. Jason and I are taking a little look-see at a house on the water. So we've met our parents here. We're about to go view this house and see what we think.
Yeah, see? Move back up north for a little bit
Who knows?
before we move south to Tennessee
That's right.
or South Carolina or North Carolina
Right.
or Florida.
Ooh. So not ideal, but it's been, 2 hours? I only had the coffee this morning because I was telling Jason I had a little bit of nerves to go see the house just because I was really excited to look at it. We do have to kind of keep going and get home because we've got Joey Justice created. So I'm gonna eat and drive. Don't recommend that, but I am hungry because I haven't had much. So I've got leftovers with me. That was the easiest thing for me to take with me this morning. I'll have Jason.
Sorry for the bumpy cam.
Yeah, I'll have Jason get a shot of it after I open it up. But I did a crock pot meal earlier this week that was organic chicken breast, carrots, green beans, and potatoes, onions, really simple. And then I added a little bit of Kerrygold butter and a packet of French onion soup to it, which maybe sounds funny, but it just gave it a really nice flavor. So I've got that with me. I'm just gonna eat it cold. I don't mind certain cold leftovers. So I'm gonna have that, and then I have probably gonna eat this whole thing of fresh pineapple. We're en route heading home. We have a lot to think about and discuss.
Did you like it?
I had a feeling I was really gonna like it, which is why I was nervous. I loved it. I did. I don't have one bad thing to say about it. I feel like from our experience with looking to buy a home before, sometimes you go into a home and you're like, I don't know if I can see it, if I can feel it, blah blah blah. This home was move in ready. Loved their aesthetic, so it made it very easy for me to visualize, and I just could very easily see us living there. How do you feel? Yeah,
I feel the same.
yeah, so it's a lot to think about. Not surprised, because I normally eat a lot in the morning, and since I didn't today, it's catching up with me. So stopped at the gas station for a little snack. I'm a sucker for these kinds of things at gas stations because I like cheese and crackers, and I do like that it's like, it's a tiny portion, it's portion controlled, a couple hundred calories, but it'll satisfy that for me. So little convenience store grab. Also a Power Crunch bar, I've been loving these. I always suggest having protein bars on hand for any kind of travel. Like, I just find them so helpful. Not ideal to eat multiple protein treats throughout the day, but certainly does make things a lot easier when traveling. So I'm gonna have these two, and then also I've never tried this out. Should we do a live taste test?
Yeah.
I just
Skinny
needed
can.
like a little bit more caffeine.
Let me show them really quick. So
Yeah.
first, this isn't your normal like rock star,
Skinny can.
because they usually have between minimum 200 to 250 caffeine, 300
Right.
even. This one has 80.
And that's a 12 ounce, so that's comparable to like an Alani Nu can.
Hemp seed, made with hemp seed, herbal hemp seed. Ingredients is pretty minimal for a energy drink.
Go watch my energy drink video if you guys have questions
Oh, yeah,
on me
that's a really good
consuming
video.
my energy drinks, or what's in them, or what to look for. That's just a very factual video as a consumer, what to look for.
Science-based.
Science-based. So I'm sorry, were you done talking on this?
I was done.
Okay, so it's blueberry.
Good try.
That's yummy. I like it.
Cheers.
Cheers, boo.
It's not too strong. Thing is, I like sweeter. I really like sweet. I have a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
But the issue is when you have like a drink like this and it tastes insanely good, what do?
You chug
literally
it.
just chug it.
Chug it.
I could like make this last 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, which is not bad for 12 ounces. Boo, I think this is the first time the vlog has seen your new head.
Is it?
Right?
Probably.
He looks so handsome, you guys.
To you. They're like,
I love the head now.
it's not new to you though.
It's not. This is my old school boyfriend from 99.
I had long hair in 99.
I know, 2000 technically.
Yeah, 2000. I used to go long, short, long, short.
Yeah, at my
Oh, that's
high school
short.
reunion, they were like, it's summer, Jason, because all my friends from high school remembered that Jason would shave his head every summer. He'd grow his hair out all year round and then shave his head.
Yep. That's how we do. Let's go.
I love it.
Let's get back to our boys and
I know, I
discuss
can't wait to see the dogs.
if we want to completely change our lives. 100%.
Correct.
Like, it would involve...
Huge life changes.
So it wouldn't even be like... It's not even like... Yes, the property's expensive. Not like millions of dollars or anything like that. It would be a complete life change because it requires her to leave her job. Which I've wanted her to do for a long... Like, my whole life goal, since like, I was probably like early 30s, was to get her to be able to work from home and not to deal with a 9 to 5. It just ended up working out. That randomly happened to me first. Still my goal for her. But the thing is now it's like, okay, do we want to move on top of literally quitting your job? It's a big thing to figure out because that's two stressors,
Yeah,
not
it's
just
a career
one.
change. It's a little bit of a career change.
Yeah, a lot to discuss, but yeah, the house is beautiful. There's actually space to move. It has a guest home, which we could Airbnb because it's a waterfront property. A lot to think about.
I'm so tired. Something about driving just literally depletes me, my soul, of any kind of energy that I have. Thankfully, the boys did very well while we were away, but I'm in the process of cooking up a big old meal. I just want to have a big old dinner, so I've got some things cooking, and it got me thinking I wanted to talk real quick about my approach to eating, because when I do these videos, especially, I gotta show you real quick. I have a Joey Justice on my lap. Bruce Wayne's over on the couch. Adorable. When I do these videos, clearly being a dietitian, I'm just in this profession. Food is your profession, so people are, I feel like, a bit more critical of what you eat, what you choose to eat. I often will hear or see comments either here or from my Instagram, like, it's like literally one extreme or the other. It's either, wow, I can't believe you eat so many carbs, or I can't believe you eat all that sugar, or it's the opposite, and it's like, wow, you don't really eat much. I don't get so much of that. I used to get that a lot when I was competing, which is kind of like duh, I was trying to lose weight and I'm already a small person. But I noticed like some of those comments, or, oh, you eat processed foods. And it's like, yeah, dude, like I'm not perfect. No one actually is. And I do choose a lot of things based on convenience. But I just want to mention what may look a certain way to you. You know, we all have different needs, so I never want you guys to compare to how I'm eating. This is one snapshot, a very different day in the life of me for eating, but at the same time, I feel like I have locked down a lot of solid principles that have helped me maintain my healthy eating habits, a healthy relationship with food, and really just my overall health, if you will. But I think a big part of that for me, and knowing that I am at my healthiest, and when I say that to you guys, I'm not just saying it to say it, and it doesn't mean that this one day of eating dictates the healthiest day of eating. It's just to say I know I'm at my most balanced place mentally, physically. For me personally, I do not track macros. I haven't in quite a long time, and I am someone who likes that approach, especially if you're goal oriented with like very specific things you're trying to work on. For me personally, to improve my relationship with food, it was very helpful for me to drop tracking macros, because as much as you try not to see food as a number, you do see it as a number because it has to fit that overall the end of the day and how well you do. I also, felt a little burnout with having to like weigh food, and sometimes would almost omit eating healthy food because it took longer to track. And you may be like, what are you talking about? Doing like a huge ass salad or a big bowl meal with 7 to 8 different things in it, which is just what I love, would take too long. It'd be too consuming to have to figure out, oh, I got to track all this and figure it out. And, then I went to more of like an guesstimation for a long time. But honestly, stopping macros a long time ago was the best for me personally to just improve my relationship with food, not worry about it so much. It allows me to actually eat healthier, believe it or not. So I say this because if you're ever gotten to the point like this in your macro tracking where, you avoid fruits and vegetables because you don't want it to eat up your carbs for the day, you'd rather have it from other foods, macro tracking wasn't necessarily always my healthiest eating. I feel like I'm the healthiest eater now, partially too because Jason changed his eating habits. So, we have more fruits and vegetables and things like that in the house, and we kind of do it together, which always makes it easier if you have a support system built in doing it with you. Because I know how challenging it can be to live with others or be surrounded by others who don't support healthy eating habits. So there's a lot of challenges that can be there, but overall for me, dropping macros made it easier for me to just like figure out like my body's intuition, what I was craving, what I wanted to eat. And I naturally gravitated towards healthier foods the majority of the time. Majority of the time, I feel like I'm wanting healthier foods. And then there's other days that I want junk. Like I would love to have a piece of pizza and a brownie, and I do indulge in those things too. So it's all part of a healthy diet. But yeah, I just wanted to say that for those of you who are either new here or, just remember me from the bodybuilding days, like I've come a long way, and I'm not knocking bodybuilding or tracking macros. I think they're both incredible things. It's just not what I'm currently doing. So anyways, I wanted to give you that little spiel. I hope it helps. Obviously, what works for everyone to improve the relationship with food is going to be a little bit different. It really depends on your lifestyle and kind of not everyone has triggers, essentially. You may have some things that trigger you and trigger some behaviors that need improvement. Some people just have lifestyles that make it really challenging. Some people have a lot of other higher impeding priorities that make it really hard to focus in on the healthy eating habits. So it's going to be different for everyone. And just wanted to share a little bit of my own story with how I got there. And oh my damn, how cute is little baby JJ's. He is just such the sweetest boys, as is Bruce Wayne. Bruce is just like a perfect boy, come on. But this guy's still learning. He's still figuring out life. And he's just so friggin' sweet. Aren't you, baby Jays? All right, I'm gonna go check on my dinner and share it with y'all. I forgot to mention too, a lot of people think if you go from a macro eating approach to intuitive eating, that you just eat whatever you want and whatever amounts you want and eat like a jerk, essentially. it doesn't work like that. I'm still very mindful as an intuitive eater. I try to focus on my protein. I'll kind of sometimes do like a mental tally, like how much protein did I have? How many times did I eat through the day? And just kind of add it up, especially towards the end of the day if I'm about to finish a meal, like, ooh, maybe I should add in a little more protein, or, oh, I've already had enough. I try to think about like, hey, did I eat any vegetables today? Cool, like how many servings of fruits have I had today? Did I eat enough carbs? Have I had any fat today? Like how much fat? So these are the questions that like I will often kind of like go through in my mind when I'm planning some of my meals. And I think sometimes people think as an intuitive eater, you don't think about that stuff anymore because you can't. And that's not the case. So anyways, I've got a pretty interesting, but I think bomb-ass meal in front of me. The dogs are playing in the background. I don't know if you can hear them, but this is their moment, their final hoorah before I feed them and they hopefully simmer down for the night. But dinner is just a bowl meal, random stuff thrown in a bowl that sounds kind of good to me. JJ always stealing the show tonight. Every time I hop on camera, he's a little camera hog, turns out. We thought it was B-dubs this whole time. Let me show you what I got here. So, did a little cooking. We cooked up some ground turkey burger. Actually, I'm gonna turn it around. You get the full effect this way, as Jason would do with his hand. Okay, so I've been really into, what is it? I think this is 92% turkey burger. I've been doing more of like a higher fat percentage turkey versus the super lean. It's just juicy and tasty. I have on there some sugar-free barbecue sweet baby rays. And then next to it, we have some tiny vegetables. I have some good amount of asparagus actually, and some chopped up purple onion. That's really all we had for green veg. Then I've got some spaghetti squash, some organic spaghetti squash. That's what I was waiting to cook. I haven't had this in so long. It just sounded really good. Usually I don't eat a ton of squash in the summer, but really like spaghetti squash. Then I've got some Japanese yams, I believe these are called. They're a little more nutty flavored, which I like. They're not as sweet. So those I just cooked up in the air fryer. Spaghetti squash I roasted. Everybody okay over there? Mini veg I did up on the stovetop with a little bit of basting oil. And then this is gonna be random, but if you see that blobber right there, that's a scooper of some lemon garlic hummus. Doesn't really fit the meal, but I don't care. I just like hummus. I like the texture, and I kind of got a lot of different textures going on right here. And then additionally, I have a big old fruit bowl. I've got some cantaloupe and watermelon that needed to get finished up, and then I sliced on top one kiwi. Speaking of Jason telling me there's oil everywhere, one of the things that I feel like also changed my life a bit in terms of meal satisfaction, it was starting to cook with oils again. So for the longest time, I would only use Pam spray, which now we don't even buy because of all the other ingredients that are in there. But, you know, being able to cook with fat, like before, I would just want to eat all my fats. I'd want to like spare my fats to actually physically eat them, and that's okay too. I do like to try to get a variety of using cooking oils, but also eating some fat, having avocados or nuts and seeds and stuff like that. But cooking with oil can change the game, especially with your vegetables. And maybe people would think I wouldn't say that because I'm a dietitian, but you need fat in your diet, friends. And if you're someone who's struggling to eat vegetables, my favorite things to eat is roasted vegetables. Roasted carrots, peppers, tomatoes, asparagus, you name it. Vegetables are just so much more appealing to me, drizzled with a little oil, some sea salt. Perfection. Do you agree with me? Let me know your favorite way to eat vegetables down in the comments below. I think that is just so essential to figure out your best cooking methods for how you like to eat food. And if it's you like to dip your carrots in ranch, that's cool too. Just find ways to eat your veggies. But I think having fat in my meals and being particular about it has enhanced meal satisfaction from a flavor standpoint, from a variety standpoint. Almost done my food. This is so good. This is such a good combo. Sometimes I mix all my food together. Sometimes I like to eat it separate. But I thought I'd close out the video here, everyone, because the dogs are gonna be hangry. I need to feed them. And if I eat anything else tonight, I'll take a photo of it and have Jason insert that right here for those of you that care to know. Otherwise, that's gonna wrap up my day of eating. If you do enjoy these videos, it does really help me out if you do make sure you take one moment, tap that like button, leave me a comment, or even, hey, take a screenshot your favorite moment of this video and share it on your IG, on your social medias. I love seeing that you guys enjoy watching these videos. I always repost them and it always helps support the channel. So that means a lot to me. And yeah, that's it for me, guys. Gonna keep munching and I will see you in the next video.